Hi, I'm Jeff Byers, your instructor for this course. I hope all of you are staying well and healthy. This is Module 2, and your assignment this week will be to create the upper body skeletal structure and joint controllers. You will also learn how to create a forearm twist controller, finger attribute sliders, and animating with set-driven keys. Okay, so let's get started. Alright, so you've got everything done with the lower body structure. You probably turned that in already. Now we're going to start with Module 2. And we're going to go into the actual Module 2. Things are running a little bit slow. I got Camtasia. Just kind of reiterating that I am checking my emails every day from, I got 9 a.m. I'm going to check them. 12:30, 3 o'clock, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. If you get your emails in before that time, I will get to them at 9 o'clock. Again, 12:30, 3, 6, and 9. Anything after that will have to wait for the next time period. So if you get it in around like 9:30 or so, I probably won't read it until 12:30. So those are the times you can get a hold of me. The introduction, you kind of know what we're doing. Basically, the introduction is this video, which is not here because I've got to make it, which I'm doing right now. I'll place it there. Objectives then is to demonstrate knowledge of creating joints. We've already gone through this one already. We're still doing that in this module, but here's some new stuff here. We're going to create set-driven keys and custom attributes for the finger controls. You're going to be able to describe the importance of creating orient constraints to control joint movement, demonstrate knowledge on creating a forearm twist rig using expressions. This one's kind of fun. You'll like that one. That was pretty cool. Then we got lesson content. Again, we've gone through all that, so you don't need to go through this again. If you need a refresher, please watch the videos. They're on set-driven keys. And then the assignment, basically you're going to continue rigging the upper body, the arms, the fingers, and basically renaming the joints, making sure that you are creating the orient constraints for the controllers to the joints. You're parenting the controllers to the joints. And you'll be creating a forearm roll twist. The student will create individual finger attributes, slider controls using set-driven keys. And so these are the videos for all of these. These are all my instructional videos and lecture videos for you guys to watch. Again, this is a very difficult part of the module, probably the most difficult part of the module that you're going to have. So you have to be really, really on it. You have to really pay attention. And I would recommend that you watch the video once and then go through it. If you don't have time to do that, then watch the video, stop it, and then try to recreate what I've done. Don't try to watch a bunch of it and then try to recreate it, because this is so important that you watch the video, but always save your work. So once you get done with one part, you can see that I do yourself a favor and save your work between each video as a sequence. You got to do that. So if you finish this one, then you need to save your work. You finish this one, save your work, and continue saving your work after every video. And you need to check your work too. Don't just save it, but check it before you save it to make sure it's working. If it's not working, go back through the video, watch it again, start from scratch. It's really hard, because once you do set-driven keys, it's really hard to take those off. In fact, it's almost impossible. So what I would suggest, what I would do, is to make sure that if you make a mistake, you have a clean, fresh start. So make sure you save your work all the time. And save it before you start this. Okay? Once you get through all of them and everything's working okay, you're good to go. The next thing is just to kind of make sure you understand what I'm grading you on. So go through this. I'm also referencing the books for other like naming conventions and stuff like that. So if you haven't done that, make sure you follow this. These pages, they're all in here. If I make changes, it'll be between now and Sunday. So look for those changes, but I think everything's good. I might find something, but just let me know. But anyway, so read those, and deliverables will be this, and we kind of need to talk about this. So the student will turn in the entire completed rig, including the fingers and forearm twist control rig, as an MB file. Alright, so basically what that means is that I need to have basically this is probably what this is what you should have done. Okay, the entire rig. Now the first module you went ahead and did an animation for this. This time I'm going to have you select the basic object, the COM, okay, COM control, and I'm going to have you animate it going down. So I'm going to set up 60 frames, okay, and you want to make sure that in preferences our settings are set up to 24 frames a second, and then our time slider set up to 60, and we need to make sure that our playback speed is 24 frames per second, okay, or 24 frames times 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is if I bring this back, you can see that you'll give me that MB file that you have everything done. The student will take a screenshot of the hand joints open and close for both hands. Okay, so you will need to do this. You'll have to go into your Maya file and zoom in, and you'll do an animation on frame 1 with the hands open, and with frame, and then basically what you're going to do is you're going to curl those fingers in, and this is what's called the close. So I'm going to close those fingers by clicking on the controllers and highlighting, and I'm just moving the middle mouse button, and I'm closing the hand. Okay, so you'll key frame 1 with it open and frame 60 with it closed. Okay, so basically you're just doing this. You keyframe all these controllers for the fingers open. Okay, and so I'm going to get rid of that a minute. There we go. And I'm going to hit the S key. I'm going to go to frame 60, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on let's see, 5 for those maybe. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit more than that. So I'm going to highlight it and just kind of do it myself. There we go. And highlight that and do it myself. And just continue going down. There we go. And once you get that keyframe, then that'll be your animation. That you'll create a play blast for that. So I'm going to click on all these guys here and just make sure all those are selected and hit the S key, because I'm on frame 60. So now you can see that I've got this animation, okay, like that. There we go. It looks good. It's like that middle finger is kind of slow and going. Not sure what's wrong with that, but anyway, it works. So that's your one keyframe. So when we look at our Word document again here, let's see here what we got. Where are we at? Here we go. Alright, so we want to make sure that there's the screenshot. We both hands closed, so you can do a screenshot on there. And what I tell students too is screenshots can be pretty simple. So if you have your hands closed, I already know they're open, so if they're closed, you can do a screenshot basically kind of like this. Okay, just kind of rotate it so I can see it. That's a screenshot showing me that you've got it done. You can do a screenshot by using the Snip Tool, so you can just do the snipping tool. Just type in S and N and it comes up. And to use that, you just go into rectangular snip mode. Move that out of the way. And then I can kind of do something like this. And then you go to File, Save As. And that's it. And then you put it on your desktop and send it off to me. So that's your screenshot. And I want a JPEG, please. So there's the second one. The student will take 6 screenshots of the body joint system working, legs up and down, hips side to side, calm up and down, calm rotate front and back, calm rotate side to side. What does that mean? Okay, that's a good question. So let's go in here. And I am going to take you through that. So the calm, let's see, the first one, 6 screenshots, body system working, legs up and down, side to side, calm up and down. So legs up and down. So that's the first thing. I think we already did that with the first module, but you can do that. So screenshot, legs up and down. That's basically what that means. You just do a screenshot, legs up and down. And then the calm up and down. So up is this, so screenshot of that, and then screenshot of that down. Okay? And then let's see, calm forward and back. So calm forward and back. Okay, screenshot of that, screenshot of that. And then side to side. Okay, side to side, that's what that means. And rotate, of course. I don't know if it'll let us rotate, but we can rotate it from side to side. Screenshot, screenshot. Okay, and then the hip joint, that's this guy right here. And it's hooked up to the root. But the hip joint is this guy, and we'll just rotate it back and forth like that. Okay. So screenshots of that. Okay, so I'm good otherwise. That's pretty good. I'll check the eyes later. Right now, just make sure they're working. That'll be part of your MB file. You'll be giving me, excuse me, the MB file for that. Okay. Just making sure those work. Make sure everything's working. The finger controls work. All right. So. Alright, so now the next one, so that's done. So we need to, so once deliverables, 6 shots, you need to create an animation with the body controls up and down, side to side, and I think you guys can do that. So you guys get the idea. The calm is that the big one, the arrows. And then I need you to do one of the finger controls. And one with a forearm twist. Okay, so usually the finger controls, we did that already. Forearm twist is basically you animating the arm twisting like this, 90 degrees this way and 90 degrees that way, and just kind of have an animation, 60 frames of that. Pretty simple. And basically I think that is it. So I think we covered everything. And make sure that you do not create any play blast animation without compressing it with Xvid or H.264. Now I don't care if you give me a QuickTime, just do not give me an uncompressed QuickTime. Don't ever do that, because that'll take up so much memory and a lot of hard drive space, and it takes a long time to download. Alright, the folder structure, you guys kind of got that. Just go through the folder structure, the MB file goes in there, I mean the entire rig. And then extra credit. Okay, so extra credit is this. You can create a custom attribute controller, figure this thing out, and you'll get 5 extra points. It's harder than you think to do it, but how you actually get it done is if you do it, you will add the extra credit folder, like you'll create a folder called extra credit, and you'll place your screenshots in there or your animation. Just give me an animation, your animation of it, of the fingers in those different positions and animation, and then upload it into the extra credit, and then put the extra credit into the main folder. That's how you can give me that extra credit. That's about it. Just take your time in this area here and save a lot, and I will show you what it looks like when you get it all done. Okay, so here is the controller I used actually, and here's the point finger one. So there's my point finger. You can see the pointed finger. It's kind of hard to see at this angle, but there it is. There's my pointed finger. And let's do 0 on that. And then when my finger's wide, they just kind of spread out. You can see those spread out. Get a little bit closer so you can see them. So he's kind of spreading out there. Look at that. And then this one is the fingers closed. Kind of making a fist. Okay, and that's it. So that's what you'll do. And it'll be a lot of fun. If you can figure that out and give it to me, cool. If not, then then you'll just get your regular points. But if you want some extra credit and some bragging rights, go ahead and get that done. I know you guys can figure that out. But have fun, enjoy, and be safe out there.